So let me remove this. Everybody caught in the coup, caught in the coup. You all saw the new book. You can see it sitting up there on my panel, caught in the coup. For those of you that order copies, your copies are most definitely on the way. For those of you all that have not got you a copy, if you go to the link in my bio over on IG, you'll be able to go directly to the link that will take you to the autographed copies. I have the autographed copies on sale now for 50% off. I will sign them right here on my desk and ship them out directly to you. Caught in the Coup is a really good read. So let's get into this. Why are we here this morning? Well, we're here this morning because, of course, I woke up and I see that I have a lot of inboxes. People are saying, hey, you know, this is the video that Brandon Tatum has made in response to your statements in regards to, you know, them not basically resonating with everyone. And I think that to some point, he and I are saying the same thing, right? I think that if we take all of the BS out of it, what we're saying is that there is not one particular type of conservative to send right into the communities for the people. And that's what I said. I don't think that I was disrespectful when I was trying to explain the need for more than just one particular kind of conservative voice in the movement. However, when I went to watching his video, I found his video to be very disrespectful. Now, the first thing we're going to do is at least listen to his video, give me time to respond while we are listening to his video, and then I have a chance to respond to his video. I think, well, let me go into this first. So Brandon and I, of course, we know each other because, you know, we kind of work around some of the same people. And Brandon and I have had our falling out in the past because we have had debates in regards to what we all believed that was best for the Black community, right? And during one of these debates, right, Brandon threatened, right, to slap me, okay? Not only slap me, but whoop me when he see me on site. Now, me, I don't think it's cool for any man to threaten to put his hands on a woman. Let me be absolutely clear. You have conservatives in this movement that want to overlook that, right? They want to think it's okay. They want to dog George Floyd for pulling the gun on a pregnant woman, but they don't want to check their fellow conservative brother for threatening to slap and whoop, right, a fellow conservative woman. Now, you know, I myself didn't take kindly to that, okay? Didn't appreciate it, felt like it was completely uncalled for because I'm like, you know, we're up here and we're all trying to represent the conservative movement. We want, you know, our brothers and sisters to feel welcome, you know, into this party. And we're watching, right, some of you talk about, you know, Black men being disrespectful and Black men not being no good and Black men needing to do better. And then here you are as a representation of that same thing. Okay. Now, there also have been a lot of lies that have been put out, right? Not only that, his wife has slandered my godmother online because she was upset with me. Now, my godmother does not bother anybody. Okay. Now, how me and his wife got into it was because I had something to say about him threatening to slap me. And then his wife wanted to jump in it. So you jump in a fight, you can expect to get hit. Now, I understand that's your husband. You want to hold him down. So hold him down then. Now you in it. Okay. So they go on this big, huge rant, right? Trying to tie the King family into this mess. When you all know my godmother does not attack anyone. My godmother, Alveda King, she says her piece. She says it in a peaceful, very loving manner. She never attacks anyone. Like, don't get me confused with Alveda, right? Don't get me confused with Alveda. Alveda is not me. Don't attack my godmother because you are upset with something that I have said. Now, her and I have been at odds since then, right? Because don't try to use your platform to come after someone who's done absolutely nothing to you, okay? Now, Brandon and I have not gotten along since then, okay? Not only that, him and his wife have also lied and said that they helped me reach my success in the conservative movement. That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. When I had speaking engagements with Turning Point, it was on behalf of Erica, Charlie's fiance, who I love. That's my baby. It had nothing to do with Mr. Tantum or his wife. Now, we all are connected, of course, you know, to the conservative movement, to people in the conservative movement, to people in the Republican Party. And I honestly believe that they love and want to support us all. And they do believe that we are all needed, right? And that's cool. But when you feel that you have to disrespect others, you have to lie on others, you have to threaten others, then that is an issue, right? We don't have to lie to kick it. Okay, so let's just get into this video right quick and let's hear what he has to say. And we're also going to talk about some of the reasons why. So Nicole James is in the comments saying he never said he was going to slap her. Yeah, he did. We were on a live. Yeah, he did. He said he was going to slap everybody on the panel. I was on the panel. Okay, and it's documented. So, you know, we don't need y'all cheerleaders coming up in here trying to tell me what happened with my situation because I was there. I don't have to share no proof. If I'm lying, tell them to sue me. I wasn't the only one on the panel. Now, Maj has said his wife is for everybody. If you mad at Maj Teray, Maj was on the panel. You said you're going to slap everybody on the panel. I don't know what happened with your wife before she was married to you or after she was married to you and some of the men in the conservative movement. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see nobody, you know, back get blown out. Don't hate me. Okay, now let's get into this for a minute. Let's go ahead and we're going to watch this video and see exactly what Mr. Tantum, ex-officer Temper Tantrum, had to say in regards to the video that I put up. Let's get into it.
So I have a couple thoughts that I want to address this morning. It's not morning anymore. Some of y'all it's afternoon, but two thoughts. Somebody sent me a video from a young lady named Angela Stanton. Obviously, I know who she is.
Angela Stanton King, right? Angela Stanton King. Boy, it burns their tongue to have to put that King on the end of my name. Angela Stanton King. You know the name. Respect it. It is what it is.
And I'm gonna comment on the comment she made in the video and why I believe she's wrong. The second thing I'm going to talk about is why just because you're poor or you have.
Who's poor? Just what I want to know. I just want to know who's poor. I'm just asking, who is he referring to when he's talking about who's poor? Is he talking about people in the hood, or is he referring to me and you know, other Black conservatives that identify more on the will side? Who is he referring to as poor? Let's listen.
Less mean that you have to act a fool and be illegitimate as a person. Now, let's talk about the Angela Stanton video. Somebody sent me the thing about Angela Stanton. I'm not going to go into my personal opinions about who she is and what she represents. However, the statement was made that somehow Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens do not represent the Black community.
Now, the statement that was made was Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens do not represent the entire Black community. We said they don't represent the entire Black community. The video is up on my page. We're saying, hey, there is not one type of Black conservative. I said Candace appeals good to, you know, maybe middle class, you know, upper class, bougie Black folk. That's what I said. That's what I said. Let's keep going.
Because we ain't, you know, convicted felons and spend time in prison, I don't know, sound hood enough, got gold teeth in our mouth or something.
So hold on a second. Let me ask a question. I just need to go in here for a minute now. Now, I guess he's referring to me, and we know that I was a convicted felon before I got the full unconditional pardon from the greatest president America has ever seen, President Donald J. Trump, right? But I don't have gold teeth in my mouth. I'm not hood. I don't know exactly who he's referring to. I mean, I can seem illegitimate at times, depending on the crowd that I'm talking to, but I can also sound, very professional if need be. I know how to switch it up from where I'm at, right? I can go from the hood to all good. I wrote about it in the book. So I'm trying to figure out, is he saying that all Black conservatives that identify more to inner cities, right? We have gold teeth and we walk around with our pants sagging and we're poor and we're hood. I'm trying to understand exactly what it is that he's saying. Let's go.
Somehow we are not qualified to speak to the Black community as if the message that we have do not resonate with Black people. Let me tell you why this is incredibly flawed as a thought process. You are essentially saying that Black people are so one-dimensional that if a person is speaking facts and speaking into, speaking reality or presenting reality, that if they ain't hood enough or they cannot articulate themselves, that somehow Black people can't hear them. As if Martin Luther King was a hood dude from with gold teeth and tats, sagging his pants, walking down the street, calling people the N-word every day.
And what he don't understand is Martin Luther King wasn't hood, but he was from the hood, okay? He wasn't hood, but he was from the hood. And the people in the hood were able to resonate with Martin Luther King because he didn't walk around and act as if he was better than them. He actually, right, step his game up and encourage them to let them know that they could do the same thing that he did. That's why they love Martin Luther King. And the same thing with Malcolm X, right? You never saw any videos from Martin Luther King or Malcolm X saying, this is why Black men prefer white women. You never heard any videos from Martin Luther King or Malcolm X stating that Black people were dumb. You damn right. I'm going to pick every word because we're breaking this down and responding to this foolishness. If you want to watch his full video without being interrupted, it is available on YouTube. Right now, you are tuned into the Angela Stanton King Show, and I'm giving my commentary.
People had no problem interpreting what Martin Luther King stood for. No, they had no problem interpreting what Frederick Douglass stood for. Have no problems interpreting people who are prominent figures in our society, Malcolm X and all these other people who they didn't sound hood. Malcolm X didn't sound like he was from the hood and all this other stuff. Malcolm X wasn't, with the people and all this stuff, man. Like, it's an excuse. If I tell you 2 + 2 is 4, and you don't want to hear it because I'm not hood enough, or you don't want to hear it because I'm white or I'm Asian, or
we don't want to hear it because we know that you prefer white people over Black people. We know this because you made an entire video about why you prefer white women over Black women. Your preference is white. We don't listen to you because you made a video stating that you would never go to the hood. You're better than the hood. We don't listen to you because we never see you in our communities giving back. We only see you online grifting and making money off of the white people that you impress. This is why we don't trust you, ex-Officer Temper Tantrum. This is why.
I'm a woman, or what? It's your problem. I'm not here to kiss anybody's rear end, and I don't believe kissing somebody's rear end is the subject matter in which people succeed through. Like, for instance, I don't want to hear people tell me about success that ain't doing better than I am. So how can I tell you that there's a better way out, and I ain't in no better position than you are?
Now, again, we got to stop this because I'm trying to figure out again, is he talking about me? Because I want to be very clear and let everybody know that my success came before I got into the conservative movement. My success did not come from being online, you know, starting a movement that absolutely went nowhere. You understand where I'm coming from? My success did not come in on talking about politics or everything that the president does. Let's be clear that my success came straight up out the mud, bruh. Okay, let's be clear. And let's be clear that I was straight before I even got in contact with Donald Trump. And it was because of my own work that I put in, right? I didn't have to have, you know, a football team of white people cheering me on. I got it out the mud, right? Stanton Publishing House has been in existence before Donald Trump went in office. Stanton Publishing House was in existence before I ever even thought about politics. I created a life for myself and my children out of absolutely nothing, right? Now, I made it out the hood, but you won't think I'm out the hood because I'm always in the hood, because I myself am welcome in the hood. I go back, right? I'm a part of my community. I serve my community. I can pull up. I don't have any issues. So you may think because I am not flashy or I am not putting on, right, like I am the best thing that ever hit this nation, right, that I am not financially stable, I am not financially free, or I have not made it out the hood. Been out the hood, but you wouldn't know that because I spend the majority of the time in the hood. I didn't leave the hood and then go online and start talking about the hood. I'm still in the hood working, making a difference every single day. Let's go.
How am I going to come to your neighborhood and I live down the street and we all broke? And I'm going to tell you, you know what, there's a better way out. Let me teach you. They're going to be looking at you like, bro, you're not even doing well. You're not even successful. So how are you going to tell me something that you can't even do? And I can go into any hood I want to go into. And I can tell and preach the true message of Christ, the true message.
He cannot go in any hood he wants to. And if you can, just come. Just come. Just come. Any day that he wants, I will invite him to come in and speak to people in the community. Just come. In fact, you know, Maj Toure invited him to come to the hood, even offered $50,000 for his appearance, to come to the hood, to just come have a debate. He wouldn't come. He declined. He also went online and made a video after the death of George Floyd about he was never coming back to the hood. This is what we're saying. This is why we don't listen to you. This is why we don't believe you. But let's continue to go.
Message of success, hard work, perseverance. I can do all of that stuff. And I don't have to be from Philly. Now, this is the reality.
Ma'am, in the comments on IG, calm your nerves, sis. We know he don't need our invite in the hood. We're not giving him one. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Even if we gave him one, he wouldn't come anyway. We already invited him. He don't want to come to the hood because he's not for us.
That people don't want to talk about is there is a level of ignorance rooted in some of these minority communities that they are blinded. They've been brainwashed to believe that if you don't look a certain way or act a certain way, that you somehow is not representative of the Black community. I have tons of Black people that follow me. I have people who are, I like to call them Americans of African descent, who message every day saying, hey, you woke me up. I'm from the hood. Some people from the hood I grew up in. And they talk and they say, bruh, you speaking facts. You telling the truth. The truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our leaders are not talking like they didn't go to English class. And I have to say, man, I'm not perfect in English. I don't always speak proper English. But I do think the message will resonate with people who want to hear it. When I was growing up, there were white people who were saying stuff that I was like, dang, that's cold. Like, I'm learning from that. My high school football coach was white, a country white man from Nebraska. He didn't have a hood bone in his body, but he taught us a lot that we could learn from, and he built a program better than any Black coach ever at.
And guess what? Trump doesn't have a hood bone in his body, and I learned a lot from him, okay? I also learned a lot from, okay, Doug Collins, okay? He's a white man that doesn't have an ounce of hood in his body, okay? I've also learned from other white Republicans that are in the movement and other white people that I've met in my life. The issue is that those white people didn't make us feel as though, right, we weren't worthy of their time. It's not really about skin color. It's more so about your actions. It's more so about your words. It's more so that we're watching. I mean, come on, we've been sitting here watching this movement for 4 years. Okay, they get, you know, paid to come talk to a white audience. That's not helping us in the hood. Now, this is not hate. This is, we have to have a real conversation without people getting upset and getting out of their feelings, because for me, the Black community is on the line here, right? I don't have time to keep going back and forth, you know what I'm saying, with this. I'm trying to make it very clear to people that are in this party and understand what it is that me and other Black people are fighting for. We're fighting because the Democrat Party has a hold of our people, right? Our people have been blindly, right, submitted into aborting their own children, right, transitioning, right, our children, right, putting illegal immigrants before us. We definitely want them to all get the message. But what we're saying is, how can they get the message if they are offended? You're not going to listen to someone when they offend you. This is what we are saying. So I never attacked anybody on that side. I never said that Brandon or Candace were dumb. I never said that people shouldn't listen to them. Okay? I never tried to talk about their status, because if we want to talk about status and compare homes and houses, baby, don't get it twisted, bro. Don't, please don't get it twisted. I never said anything bad. I said that they were smart. But what I said was making sure that the message and the messenger are aligned properly. Now, the people in the community that I'm from, just like I said before about the Democrat Party, right? The Democrat Party, the reason why they have 90% of the vote is because they put people before the Black community that they resonate with. Right? There is more than one type of Black conservative. This is all we said. White people love Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens. Why do white people love Brandon Tatum? There's an issue when the majority of white people love them and the majority of Black people, right, are turned off by them. There is an issue. We have to talk about why that is. Why is that a disparity? Right? Jack Brewer, for example. You don't ever hear Jack Brewer's name caught up in any of this, right? We know that Jack Brewer is married, right? And he has an interracial marriage, a very beautiful wife. You never hear Jack Brewer's name caught up in any of this. You know why you don't hear his name caught up in this? Because we know Jack Brewer is for us. We see Jack Brewer in the hood. We see Jack Brewer in the prisons. We see the work that Jack Brewer is doing. When we sit down to the table with Jack Brewer, we don't feel as though Jack Brewer, right, is here to get over on us. We feel that Jack Brewer is really here to help us.
All Orange Dunbar High School. 9 D1 athletes, 4 of us were All-American athletes. You know, he's a lot more, you know, he was a lot more, he resonated with us because he loved us, because he cared. It wasn't because it's slang speech. So I want to just talk about that. The second thing I want to go over is poverty and people having this mindset that just because you're poor, I mean, you got a pass that you could be an idiot or you could do things that are unjustifiable. I'm driving, my boy, my best friend need me today, for his son, right? We're gonna give him some man juice, right?
Okay, so let's stop this. So y'all can go watch that on your own if you want to hear that. Let's just finish getting into some of this right here. Now, there was a video that I personally watched. Apparently, this video has been scrubbed from the internet, right? Ex-Officer Tantum goes on this long rant about why Black men prefer white women, right? So let me go in here and share my screen for a minute, okay? Apparently he somehow has taken the video down, okay? But it's up here, right, on IMDb. Right here, there is a video that was put up, right, on the Officer Tatum. Why Black men choose white women over Black women. Now, let me talk about this for a minute. Now, when you say, right, things like that, right, you're basically making a generalization of all Black people, and you're a Black man yourself. You came from a Black woman. You are saying that there is no Black woman right on this earth that is worthy, okay, of you, of your time. Let me put this banner up here, down here at the bottom, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. You got to support, because we got haters on both sides, okay? We got haters on both sides. Both sides, hold on, let me put it on here, down at the bottom at the Cash App. Both sides will report your page. Both sides will try to have you blocked. The only time they want to hear your opinion is when you are agreeing with what they are saying, okay? This is the only time they want to hear your opinion, is when you are agreeing with what they're saying. So if you're watching this right now, please support me, right? Because the majority of the white people that support Candace and Brandon are probably going to be upset with me now and not want to support me because I'm telling the truth. Now, let's get into this for a minute. Now, when you say why Black men prefer Black women, for one, you're making a generalized statement that all Black men prefer white women. You're also making a generalized statement that there is no Black woman, right, on this earth that is worthy, right, of you, of your time. Now, the video is gone, but in the video, he goes on this long rant about why white women are better. Now, guess what? You are entitled to your preference. You are absolutely entitled to your preference. If you choose to believe that white women, and this is probably why so many white women in my comments mad now about what I'm saying about you, because you have praised them, and you have not only praised them, but you have elevated them over Black women. They like that. I get that. Okay, so now, and they pausing my video. Listen, IG, there's a lot of y'all on here. Cash App, $5 a person. I need you all to support. Also, YouTube. Now, let's get into this for a minute. Now they want to start, hold on a second. Now they want to start trying to pause my video when I start seeing they be hating. Now listen, you have said, and if those of you on IG have an issue, go over to YouTube. If IG keep blocking out, go over to YouTube. Now, you said, right, that you prefer white over Black. That's what you said. Now, you guess what? I'm not mad. Everyone has a preference, right? Because I prefer Black men. I love Black men, right? I've never been with a white man ever in my life. That's just my preference. We both have that preference, right? But because you are a Black man and have stated out of your own mouth that white is your preference, then what makes us believe that someone that has openly admitted that they prefer white and has also then turned around and had this to say? Had this to say: white privilege is a myth, and I'm the myth buster. Okay. But you just said that your preference and what you preferred was white, right? So in a way, right, that could be looked at as a form of white privilege. Am I wrong? That could be looked at as a form of white privilege. If you have a Black man saying that, there is no Black woman that is worthy of me, worthy of my time, worthy of my companionship, and then turn around and say white privilege is a myth. This is why we don't believe you. This is why we don't think that you are for the Black community. And this is why we don't believe that you have our best interests at heart. How am I supposed to believe a Black man, right, that is married and said to a white woman and said his preference is white? There is a reason why you don't like Black women. There's a reason. I don't know what it is. It could be some type of relationship with his mom or whatever. I don't know. So this is not about, thank you all that are donating. I see you all. Thank you for those of you that are supporting. Okay. Somebody in the comments said he legit did not say Black women aren't worthy of his time. He said he prefers white women. I mean, what does that mean? If the man says, we just pulled it up, we just showed it. It said why Black men prefer white women over Black women. And then you standing on the stage talking about Black people being dumb to a crowd full of white people. You aren't talking to Black people. Black people are not your audience. This is why we are not listening to you. Now, I don't know how I can better help you all understand where we are coming from. If after showing this video, you still don't get it, I don't know how we can help you. He has not walked back his words. He is not giving any explanation for his words, but you want to sit back and act like me, right? A woman that he threatened, right? On a live video, a Black woman, right? I'm married to a Black man. My husband has never threatened to put his hands on me. My own father ain't never put his hands on me. I got a brother that I grew up with my whole life, never put his hands on me. You prefer white women over Black women, but when you have a Black woman that has an opposing view, you want to slap the fuck out of her on sight. When you have a Black woman that says you don't resonate, right? When you have a Black woman that says you don't resonate, right, in the community, and a lot of people don't relate to you because this is open conversation, not saying that your voice isn't important and not saying that you don't have your own audience. I said that in the video. I said absolutely they have their own audience. I said that. But every audience is not their audience. And every audience is not my audience. So when you have a Black woman that is being factual, right? Not being disrespectful, just being honest and giving an honest opinion, then it's ignorant, right? Gold teeth, pants sagging, poor, live in the hood. Listen, I have accomplished far more things, and I don't toot my own horn, right? But I have accomplished a lot of things being a convicted felon than most people have ever accomplished in their lifetime without ever even being arrested a day in their life, right? Let's just be real, right? And I also have sat at the table with the president, been in the Oval Office with the president when others have not. Okay? It's, God has favor on who he chooses, who he wishes, right? I've also been invited to the RNC when others were not. I've also flown on private jets to go hear this president speak when others have not. This is about favor. Don't try to shoot me down or make me seem as if, I'm less worthy because I have a past. And this is how a lot of people feel, right? When we go on these rants about people that have lost their lives, that are dead, that have paid the ultimate price with their lives, Black leaders in the conservative movement, knowing full well that, how do you talk about what Joe Biden did to the Black community with his 94 crime bill or criminal justice, with his 94 crime bill, his 3 strikes you're out, and how horrible he was for the community, without acknowledging, right, that because of the 3 strikes you're out bill, or because of the 94 crime bill, that's the reason why a lot of people of color have a criminal background. How can you not acknowledge that? So what you're doing is you're telling us, right, that these people are bad, these people are horrible, right? But then you're also saying, well, hell, it's your fault. Well, you dumb. Well, is it because we're dumb, or is it because of policies that have put in place that has put a Black America in the state that they are in? Which one is it? Is it the policies, or is it that we're dumb? Now, we need critical thinking. We need corrective thinking. We need rehabilitation. We need all that. But that's why we need to be building community centers, right? And asking people to help us, right? Finance these centers so that we can teach the people in our community. Because once you have a people with your attitude, not come to the community, not try to make a difference, then no, they're not listening to you. The people that are listening to you is the people that want to hear what you have to say. And most of the people that want to hear what they have to say is the people that agree with them. What I'm saying is, when you have people like me, when you have people like Maj, when you have other type of conservatives, we're going into the community to deal with the people that don't believe what we say. We are trying to wake up the people in the community that don't agree with what we say. We are trying to reason with them. We are trying to show them, right, by our actions, why we need to change our way of thought, why we need to change our behavior patterns, why we need to not support certain parties and policies that destroy our communities. So if we can ever get to a point, and I would love, you know what you all should do, right? For those of you all, please don't forget to donate. Don't forget to support. What you all should do, right? Those Republicans, because y'all always watching all of us. Why don't y'all put together a summit, right? Why don't y'all bring us all on stage? Why don't we have this conversation? Why do you all feel that we have to be so divided? Katrina Pearson put up a post the other day. The post that Katrina put up, it was a post of Turning Point, right? The women that were speaking at Turning Point. The only Black woman on the flyer was Candace Owens. Well, Katrina, but you know, Katrina is very, very light skinned. That's my beautiful baby. I love my Katrina. But the only person that showed any color on the flyer was Candace. So if that flyer is being promoted to the community, do you really think Black people are going to be like, ooh, like this is something I should go to? They don't see any inclusion. I'm just giving you, I'm not, and everybody think you hating. It's not hating. We just having a real conversation. I want us to be able to get better, man, and bring more people over to this side. Okay. It's not hating. And I'm not hating on anyone. I don't have to. All I have to do is tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, again, absolutely. Use Brandon and Candace when you're sending people, right, to you know, Ivy League universities, because y'all don't come to the hood. Turning Point doesn't come to the hood. I think Turning Point, if and listen, they did a Black Leadership Summit in Washington, D.C. And guess what? I have to give credit where credit was due. I spoke. There were a lot of people, Black people there. I think that was awesome. I think that that's something that needs to be done in every move, in every community across this nation. But are the people? Why does this always happen? So why is it that everybody can have an opinion but us, right? Why is it that when Candace Owens and Brandon hate them good and we poor and we from the hood and we ain't gonna never make it nowhere after I done made it all the way to the Oval Office and didn't see you there nowhere. Why we don't never see y'all in their comments telling them to stop attacking us? We're not fighting. We're having a difference of opinion. And let me tell y'all something. I don't mind being a representative, right, of my community. I don't mind. Like, nobody is hurting my feelings by saying Angela Stanton is hood. You know why that doesn't hurt my feelings? Because what I can show is that people like me can be reformed, right? We can actually break this myth that they have, right, that all Black people are dumb, because they tend to think that we're all dumb, that we're all poor, right? They're missing, there are a lot of people in the hood, that own barbershops, they own beauty salons, we got restaurants, we got tax businesses, okay? We got, fashion stores, okay? Boutiques. Like, don't sleep on the people. We're also making moves. So there are some of us, right, who are right there on that, we're not in the gutter, right? But we're not disconnected from our people. A lot of us have family, right? Still in the hood. You catch us, me, I'm getting ready to go to the hood right now. Cash App down at the bottom, flashing across the screen. If you guys are looking at the banner, Cash App, Asho, PayPal is on there. The website is on there as well. Dr. Phil Show, let me talk to you all about this. How do you all feel about having a Dr. Phil Show watch party with me? Do you think that that's something we can do and maybe do it on a Zoom live or something like that? And we can all tune in and we can all comment. Or if you're here in the Atlanta area, we can come up with a place for us to have a watch party. I think that we should definitely get together and have us a watch party. Now, listen, at the end of the day, I want to say this, right? I want to say that what we need to do is, for one, people saying stop fighting, stop fighting, stop fighting. Well, I didn't feel like it was a fight. I just felt like it was a difference of opinion. And I think that we're all entitled to a difference of opinion. And I think that what we have to accept is the people that are in the movement, right? The people that are in the movement. Let me address this. Somebody is saying, Angela, what hood you rep? Anywhere in Atlanta, really. I mean, you anywhere in Atlanta. Just read my backstory, right? And it ain't even just about the hood, right? I represent an entire community. I represent an entire movement of people, right? That made it out the hood and made a life for themselves, okay? This is what I'm saying. So what we should do, though, is just figure out messaging and the messenger in order to win more people over to this movement. And that's all that I'm asking, okay? I'm asking you all to be diverse, right? To show that this party is about inclusion. And I'll say something, right? I'll say something. I want to say this. There are, and I want my people to hear me that are watching this. There are a lot. See, this notion that the entire Republican Party is racist and they're bigots, that is false. Okay, that's false. I want to say that when I ran for Congress, there were a lot of Republicans that got behind me and supported me, the president for one, and I'm sure because he asked them to support me is the reason why a lot of them supported me. But a lot of Republicans got behind me and supported me. Okay. And then there were some that didn't. There were some that felt like I wasn't necessarily worthy. But I want to tell you that I've met a lot of good people on the Republican side. I don't want people to think, right, that we have no Republicans that can identify with the Black community. I don't want them to think that we don't have any Republicans that are from the hood. For some reason, it seems as though these people are afraid to portray that or to show that, right? But the Democrats are not. You got Maxine Waters yelling through her bullhorn. When you see them, pop them in the eye. Well, guess what? You need somebody on y'all are not going to win this until it is the reason why these people, right, are behind. The majority, like if you're talking about, when we're talking about poverty, we're talking about those that have been left behind, then we know what communities those are. That is your Black and brown minority communities. Okay, so you have Black and brown minority leaders that are on the Democrat side, right? And those Black and brown, you got Cori Bush all tweeting on Twitter talking about gang, gang. You had a representative on Twitter from the Democrat side talking about gang, gang, about banging in the hallway. Banging in the hallway. Banging in the hallway. And you think, right, that somehow being nice and being meek and being mild and having everybody look as though that they're all polished and perfect is going to work. People don't relate to it. Not all people. Not all people. Okay? So, you know, not all Democrats are ratchet. Okay? Some of them are. And I'll tell you something. There are a lot of Democrats where I can look at them and say, okay, you know, they now that one right there, now that one, he from the hood. They from the hood. We know, we know our people. But the issue is, for me, the reason why we need someone relatable on the Republican side is because the people that our community are relating to are leading them to destruction. They're leading them to destruction. The people on the Republican side, the majority of them that are being presented to the community as leaders, they're not necessarily pulling in the entire Black community. They're pushing a lot of them away. Y'all don't have to accept it. You don't have to believe it. I'm just telling you the truth. Don't invite me to speak in front of a full white audience because they probably don't want to hear from me. Unless I'm just talking about, you know, how I met the president and changed the law. They 9 times out of 10, they won't be able to relate. Now, they can empathize with me. They'll have empathy for me. They'll have sympathy for me. Oh, Angela, that's so horrible. We didn't know that you went through that. Oh, my God, that's I just can't imagine. These are the comments that I get when I speak before a white audience. When I go to the hood and I speak before a Black audience and I tell myself my story, the comments that I get are, man, sis, I didn't know you've been through that. Man, sis, I experienced that too. Man, sis, I went through that same thing, man. Oh my God, how did you make it out of that? Well, if you made it, then I can make it. It's a difference. So I'm not saying that it's not important for me to go and share my story, right? But what I'm saying is, in order for my story to be impactful, I need to be speaking to the people that are going to be delivered from hearing my story. My story, right, is not going to deliver a room full of white people that already got it, a room full of white people that already understand the Democrat plan, a room full of white people that have been waking me up. Is no, if everybody in a Republican movement, we already know what's up. We know what's up. We know what's up. We know what's up. We are all trying to wake up other people. And what I'm saying is, I want to go speak to the people that my story is going to have the most impact on. I want to go speak to the people that are going to hear my story and find deliverance in my story. I want to go speak to the people that I know are in the same situations that I have been in, right? And can hear my story and know that they can come up out of those situations. That is all we're saying. That is all we're saying. And if anybody is sitting up here trying to make it seem like this is a fight, this is not a fight. Maj has already addressed it. He told you all, we're not fighting. We're just having a conversation. Now, because somehow we got to this point. It is a fact that majority of Black people believe that the majority of Republicans are racist. It is a fact. We got here somehow. We got here somehow. Now, we can stay here or we can move on. We can stay stuck here or we can figure out a way to move forward. They just shut down my whole entire IG. Just shut down my whole entire IG. Listen, I don't think that this is about division. I think this is about having everybody strategically placed where they need to be. I don't think that this is about division at all. I think this is about, it's kind of like a chessboard, right? You got your king, you got your queen, you got your knights, you have everybody strategically placed where they need to be. The Republican Party has to get in line with their messengers and the message. The message, we're on point with the message. The messengers, let's get on point with the messengers. Let's strategically place them where they need to be. And let's come together, right, to win over the minds of the people that we need to win over. And let's fight to save our children. Candace ain't better than nobody. Angela ain't better than nobody. Tatum ain't better than nobody. Maj ain't better than nobody. We are all bosses in our own right. We all have our own movement. Nobody is following behind anybody. I don't have to ride on the coattails of Charlie Kirk or President Trump. I'm connected to the Kings. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I can be me. And I was connected to these people before I even got tied to Trump. That's how I ended up getting connected to him. I can be me. The message, the messengers, the children, unified, right, on our support. Y'all want to support people that say things that make you feel good when you need to be supporting people that's actually doing the work in the community. Support the people that you see out here doing the work in the community. People inboxing me, asking me to start a whole nother conservative movement for Black women. Y'all listen, I got too much on my plate. I need help. Let me put this email down at the bottom. I can't do everything. Let me put this email down at the bottom right here. If you want to come on board, if you want to help, if you want to assist me with any of these movements, listen, Real Talk Tour 2021. What I'm trying to tell you is that I think that, right, we did so. I'm trying to be real careful with my words because I want to make sure that I'm not offending anybody. Real Talk Tour 2021 down at the bottom. So I think that there's, you know, you have a particular side of the Republican Party that has decided that they're only going to support, you know, a certain particular group of Black conservatives. Okay. So therefore, we have other Black conservatives that are effective, that are doing the work in the community and aren't getting the platforms that they need. We need to come together, right, and get behind those people that we know are doing the work. And we're not going to sit up here and beg people to support us, like King Randall said, like he told Roland Martin in that video. We're not going to sit up here and ask you all to support us, right? We're going to create this thing and we're going to support each other. The email's down at the bottom, Real Talk Tour 2021. If you have whatever skills you have that you know you can contribute to the movement, marketing skills, graphic skills, if you have time to make telephone calls, if you have connections with other community organizations in your cities, in your states that are actually doing the work in the community, we want to get behind and support the organizations that are doing the work in the community. Now, someone in my comments is saying, Angela, where are your neighbors? My neighbors, not all of them, right? But some of them are Black. I live in a mixed community. We have an Asian family, we have Black families, we have white families, okay? And we have Indian families. I stay on a golf course, right? These are people that have chosen to be successful, right? All Black people aren't poor. All Black people don't live in the hood. All Black people that made it out the hood aren't sellouts or coons. They just work hard and they want to go back to the hood and show those people how they can make it out just like they did. Just like they did. Okay? Now, listen, here's the thing. What we need to do is we need to be focusing on how we can reduce poverty in our communities so we can get rid of crime, right? So you have people that want to talk about all the crimes Black people are committing, okay? But no resolution. What's the resolution? How are we going to stop them from committing crimes, right? Where are your community centers? Where are your programs to teach our children, right? Or to teach, our people in our community how to make money. So if you have made it out of the hood, right? And you are now successful and you have made all of this money, you are such an example to the community to show the community how to make money like you did. I have a publishing company. Therefore, I started Book Camp. Okay. Book Camp is a free camp that I created to teach people how to write, edit, right, and publish their own books. That's how I learned to become financially free. So if you are a leader and you are saying, hey, you can't go back and talk to people and tell them how to be free, go back and talk to those people about how you made it free. How did you accumulate your wealth? I mean, if you got fired from the police department, not welcome back there, then how did you get there? Was it online? Was it grifting? How do you make your money? Is it because you built a social media platform and you sell t-shirts and you get online and you run your mouth and people donate? If that's what you do, then go to the community and show other Black people how to build a platform. So they don't have to be poor. So they don't have to be criminals. Because my thought process is that Black people don't just wake up and say, I want to be a criminal because I'm Black. A lot of people think that just because, we are poor or we are born in the hood or the community, that we want to be criminals. I tend to think that a lot of poor Black people in the hood are just like the illegal immigrants at the border. They're willing to take a chance to have a better life. You're going to blame Joe Biden for his 94 crime bill that targeted Black families and threw us in prison, then turn around and blame us for going to prison. Which one is it? You can't be insensitive to the fact that his crime bill heavily impacted our community. Yes, a lot of Black people are criminals. Does that mean they're not worthy of being able to change their life around? Does that mean that they're not worthy of not being disrespected when they have lost their lives? Does that mean because a lot of us were impacted by Joe Biden's 94 crime bill that somehow, because you aren't a criminal, that you're better than us? If you are so much better than me, then why is it? But I'm just saying, if you're so much better than me, then how did I make it to the Oval Office? Obviously somebody had to see some type of worth in my story, some type of worth in my growth, some type of worth in what I've done, right? The community work that I've done. Like I didn't get a pardon just because I asked for one. Please be clear. A lot of people want to think I got a pardon just because I was connected to the family. No, I got a pardon because I have a 15-year history of community service with receipts. That's why I have a pardon. So you're not better than somebody just because you didn't commit a crime, because I know a lot of ex-felons, right, that are more successful than a lot of people who've never committed a crime in their life, right? Right? Okay. Stop using someone's past as a way to make them seem less than. Everybody got a past. Stop telling us that white privilege is a myth. White women over Black women. Stop telling us that white privilege and racism is a myth when you use the NAACP to sue your school for racism. Stop lying to us. Stop telling us that racism and white privilege is a myth when you exhume racism and white privilege through your own actions. That's what we're saying. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta get to work. Thank you all for coming on. At the end of the day, somebody always gonna be mad. I realize you can't please everybody, right? Somebody always gonna be mad. Somebody always gonna have something to say. So I'm done, right? I'm not going to address this anymore, right? I'm not going to respond anymore. Brandon, Candace, whatever they can say, do whatever they want. I've spoken my piece. I've explained to you all why I feel the way that I do. I've given you all a little bit of history behind how we got where we're at. And for me, I'm going to focus on my community. I'm going to focus on the ones that I actually do impact. I'm going to focus on my audience that is listening. Okay. And guess what? Not even hating. If I can put up a tweet of anyone and make a comment if I don't agree. Stop thinking that just because people are a part of the conservative movement that we can't post when we don't agree with them. And a lot of times we have to post when we don't agree with them because we don't want people that we're bringing over to this side to think that we're with their shenanigans, right? We have to be clear in letting people know what our thought process is, what we believe, and where we stand. Everyone has a right to speak their opinion, even Mr. Tatum. Even ex-officer Temper Tantrum. He has the right, to say what he wants to say. Whether it's factual, whether it's a lie, whether it's true. So what I would like to see, right? I would like to see, and I'm going to put the banner back down at the bottom, y'all, because we're getting ready to go out. Those of you on IG, Cash App down at the bottom will be playing some of the comments after this is done. So for those of you all that have donated, I appreciate it. Those of you all that have not donated, please do. What I want to do is this. I would like for I want us to all come together, right? You think we can make this happen? You think that me, Candace, Brandon, Rob, right? All of the people in the movement, right? Do you guys think that we can come together, right? And have community events across this nation and all share our thoughts together, right? Do you think that that's something that can happen? That's something that I would like to see. I like to see more community involvement, really, and less online grifting. That's where I'm at. I'm tuning out. I'm getting ready to play some of the comments that have been put up on here. Those of you all that are on IG that have donated, I really, really, really do appreciate the support. Those of you all that understand, you know, where I'm coming from and what I'm saying, I appreciate you all for listening. Those of you all that are upset in regards to my comment, guess what? Oh, well, you'll be all right once the swelling goes down. Once again, I just tuned in for a minute. I'm going to get out of here. We got work to do. Real Talk Tour coming up this Saturday, this Sunday. I'm sorry. This Sunday, we are going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be right on the strip. You do not want to miss this. Let me tell you who we got there. We have Joe Collins. We got Maj Toure. We got Risa Islam. We have Kevin Jenkins. We have Malik Yusuf that's going to be there. We have Shamika Michelle that's going to be there. Bevelyn Betty is going to be there. I get her name mixed up sometime. Of course, your favorite, me, I'm also going to be there. We have Rita that's going to be there. Williams, you know, our Compton conservative. This is about trying to give everybody a voice. So we're going to be going from city to city. We're looking for sponsors. If anybody is following us, and we're going into the community, we're going into the hood, and we're trying to bring them to the table. And we want to talk to our people, and we want to try to wake them up, and we want to let them know, right, why we need to open our eyes and be watchful and pay attention to policy and not people. Policy and not people. So we're all doing the work, right, in our own way. So for those of you all that supported, again, thank you. I'm going to tune out for a second. I'm going to add the book to the stream. If you all have not had a chance to get caught in the coop, make sure that you all head on over to StantonPublishingHouse.com or either to my IG and click the link in the bio. You'll actually be able to see all of the books that we have available for sale, and all of the most of the books that we have published. We don't have them all up, but thank you guys again for tuning in. This Friday, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're listed up on Eventbrite. Not only are we listed up on Eventbrite, but we are also listed on realtalktour.com. Tickets are only $10. We're raising money for the nonprofit organization. We're going to have food. We're going to have drink. We're going to have that real talk, right? It's time to have the conversation. I'll see you guys there in Vegas. Once we leave Vegas, we're heading to New York. We're going to leave New York. We're going to Philly. After Philly, we're going to Chicago. After Chicago, I think we're headed over to Dallas and Houston. We're going to make our way down to Miami. We're going all over. Caught in the Coop, Stanton Publishing House, realtalktour.com. Tuning out. Thank you guys.